In the back of the cabin, man. We all know that's cheating. That's like 4 grams of He said, this is how we run them at home. That's my dad. And that is time.
Good morning. How are we doing today? Today we're going to talk about a new spec class. Let me grab some coffee. Yep, I'm branding the shit out of myself. Anyways, today we're talking about the Euro Truck Class. This is a new spec class that's been popping up. Not really that new, but it's been catching on in a lot of places. It's based on the old TTO1 platform. Tamiya looks like they kind of rebadged it, freshened it up, put a truck body on it. Now, just so you're not confused, this vehicle is designed to basically be run straight out of the box. You're still going to have to build it, but they include a lot of different things, and I'll go over that in a second. This isn't stock racing, or what is stock racing in North America these days. That's a whole nother can of worms that I'm not going to dive into right now. But this is a true spec class, meant to keep the cost down and just have a blast. And it seems to be working. Unfortunately, it's doing it in the environment of on-road, which is kind of struggling these days, but you know, it's still got some healthy legs on it, and I hope it grows for a lot of reasons. So anyways, the best I can describe it is it's kind of like when the Traxxas Slash first came out, and its true intention maybe wasn't for spec racing, but it turned into a spec racing class. Everybody ran it out of the box. Tires were terrible. Terrible for everyone, though, and that's what made it close racing. You couldn't really do too much, so it was a lot of fun. New tires came out and everything, and then that turned into the short course craze that we know. And then that ran its course. Anyways, so this Tamiya Euro Truck Class, it's a lot of fun. Like I said, it starts off with the TT01 chassis. This is a plastic tub chassis. It's based on the old sub-C cells, which are like nickel metal back in the day, for those guys who remember. So, it's a shaft-driven car. Doesn't have a lot of adjustability, but that's the point. You're supposed to run it straight out of the box, not too much fidgeting, not too much tuning, that kind of thing. Now, it does come with the stock Tamiya TBLE02S speed control, and that's brush or brushless. Fortunately, the kit also includes a Mabuchi RS540 brushed motor. This is a silver can motor for all you old school racers out there. It's basically a Mabuchi motor. The thing has bushings and it's super cheap. I think you can replace them for like $9. I'm not going to go into too much about this because there's a whole new voodoo. There's just all this old voodoo that people did to these motors where they water dip them and run them backwards on the track and all that kind of stuff to break in the brushes and make them a little bit faster. But the nature of this class is basically, you know, limited power. Everybody kind of just has fun with it, and it seems to be working. Anyway, so let me tell you a little bit more about it. It comes with these semi-truck cabs, so it has that big front end, and I'll post pictures up, as you can see right now. And this is a 3 or 4 piece body, depending on how you look at it, that you need to paint. And let's go through the car itself. These are friction dampers. Look at these shocks. They bounce around. There's no oil in them, no pistons, and you're supposed to just run them that way straight out of the box. Same with the springs. Once again, it's about making this class limited on tuning and maximizing fun on the track, and I think it's working. What's funny is you see these things bounce around on the track, and that's half the fun. They generate a lot of traction, and they do pretty well. It's pretty cool. In the front, they have a big bumper. It's a nice big front bumper. It's like that thick, and it really wards off a lot of big hits. You're still going to have to pick a battery. Since we're in the LiPo days, you're going to need either a Re Wolf pack or a Peak Racing Power Max LiPo 7.4 volt pack. And those are the ones with the rounded corners, and they fit into the nickel metal slots a lot better than a lot of the square, rectangular, modern packs that you see around. Those won't fit, so you got to make sure it's one of those two. And if you're following TCS rules, what this class is based around, they limit it to those 2 batteries. The nice thing about the rules is you can swap out, because of the speed control, it comes with one of those old white Tamiya connectors. Go ahead and swap it out to a Dean's plug or something that's of that grade, and that way you'll get a better, more efficient connection. Works out pretty good. A little bit of soldering ain't gonna kill you. Anyways, so going back on, you're also gonna run those stock hard treaded tires, and they do a pretty good job. Actually, they become better the more you run them in a lot of cases, especially if you're running on places like carpet, that kind of thing. And at the IIC this year, they had this. It was awesome to see these things racing, and they had so much traction they were actually starting to flip over. And so what guys were doing is they were running super glue around the edges. So as it rolled over, it would hit that glue and it keep it from flipping. This is a trick a lot of carpet guys know about how to do. Next thing you need to add a servo. Most guys just pick a typical low-profile series or whatever, but you want something that's going to be good for most on-road use. You're going to add your own radio. Most guys add an M12 or whatever. Your race radio, so just add that. The kit doesn't come with. So you're going to need to add a servo. You're going to need a battery, but everything else is pretty much there. The nice thing about this, and this is going to kill you because of how good it is these things come in at around 130 bucks. And you can find them sometimes even a little cheaper than that. Sometimes they go on sale, but if you do a little bit of interweb searching and browsing around, you can sometimes find them a little bit cheaper, but on average you're going to see them for about 130 bucks, which is screaming. One of the other rules that you can do is you can swap out bushings for bearings, and that's in the rules too. So with that, I'll just leave you with this clip. It was from the IIC Vegas this year. And Sky decided he was going to mix it up a little bit and make it interesting. And he made the TQ guy start from the back, and he put a 20 car field for the main. It was a lot of fun. Check it out. And look for this class around you. Get involved. I think it's got a good chance, and it looks like a lot of fun.
And 5.
Oh, here we go, Charlie. It's the start of this one.
20 lorries all in a row there. Oh no, the can has come loose. Rathaiski already up to not last. We got some bobbles at the front.
More standing ideas from the back of the pack. Coming to the front, more game.
Nitro goes. He's bringing lowercase g with him. Carnage on the main straight early. We are going to be Gary from the tech team.
Check it out. We're going to ask you to slow down.
They've been hopping, banging up front. Oh, now listen to Drew. Run for the hills, Chris. Run, run, run.
We got
Jason stumping the 2 spot, but I don't think that's the case. It's Inez now to the 2 spot.
Inez has 3 came back to the second row back to the front.
I think I'll miss me eye up here is Inez now working his way into the 2 spot.
Inez is the only factory driver in this class running this semi-truck.
Did you know he quit his day job just to race RC full-time? Went after the Tamiya National Championship, took it home in the GT2 division just a couple weeks ago. Battle at the front though, lowercase g at the front. Chris has got elbows up trying to hold up Inez. Inez in the 2 spot. Vico now into the mix. Here comes Spirits Raw.
Oh, power!
He dropped the can for speed, and now he works himself into that 4th position.
Charlie, who's this out on the track? You look like you got a hitchhiker. Is that Small Paul trying to catch a ride?
Small Paul's mooning the fans, and he's trying to pick up a ride here in the elbow.
He's got Daisy Dukes on, for Christ's sake.
Goss, lowercase g. It's going to be the white truck with the green lip antenna. Inez in the 2 spot.
Down.
Vico, Law, Rathaiski, Burgess, Beck, Gary, Lee, Heish, Montez, Stump, North,